I am the prophet, and truth is above all else. Imagine this scenario. You meet a girl that you like. You talk and talk and talk. You tell her stories about your childhood. She tells you about her school, her hobbies, what she likes and what she dislikes, her favorite food, maybe her weird talents. All is going well, and then suddenly it just stops, and you are out of things to say. It becomes awkward, you become worried, and you start to panic. Well, I have some good news for you. There is a very simple trick, and I know this sounds like an advertisement, but no, there is really one simple trick that you can do to always have a good conversation, or at least to minimize the chances of having a bad conversation. Now, this is a really basic trick. There are a lot of more complex and more advanced things that you can do, but this is for beginners and those in the middle. So how it works is this. It is called, I don't know if somebody called it, but this is how I know it, the 3-question method. So basically, when you listen to someone talk, you must always have a question in reserve. So if a person talks about clothes, let's say, you have a question. If a person talks about food, you have a question. It can be general, it can be specific, it doesn't really matter. When the conversation stops, then you, let's say, deploy that question. And let me give you an example. So if the girl is talking about food, and then the conversation stops, then you can ask, have you eaten this kind of pizza? Well, very simple thing. Or what do you think of this kind of food? Or do you cook? No matter what it is. And when she answers the question, and here is the advanced part of this, you must ask another question, but this one should be a little more funny, a little bit more light, a little bit more personal. So if you asked about food, so first she said she likes pizza. You asked, when is the last time you had pizza? That is the first question. Then she answers. The second question is, you try to make it personal. Something like, do you like that feeling when you go outside with friends and pizza is like the best thing in the world? It really brings people together. You can be a little bit funny, a little bit silly if you can, doesn't matter. And then the conversation will be a little bit more light and happy and positive. And then the third question comes in. Here you try to be a little bit more intense and personal and tell something about yourself. So the third question should be, it's really not a question, but it can be phrased as a question. Tell her about how important friends are, or connections, or tell her how good food brings people together, or any of this. Having problems giving examples because damn, not because I have too few, because I have too many. But you get the idea. So the basic template is, whenever a conversation stops, you should have a question already. After that, a basic question. This is just, think of it as an inquiry. You are a detective, you try to find out stuff. The second question, you should take the conversation in a whimsical area. Make it more funny, make it more silly. You should be smiling and even laughing while you say it. The funnier it is, the better. And then let a few seconds stop and then say something like vaguely philosophical, like you actually thought about this. And now, this might seem obvious or it might not seem so very useful, but having this structure at the back of your mind all of the time will help you constantly keep conversations interesting. It is your first tool, the very first. And it also trains your mind. You must always view conversation like a tree, that you can go a lot of places, like the branches of a tree. So at this point, you are not thinking ahead, you are not doing all this complex stuff. You are only thinking of one question. But that must always be in your mind. Practice this thing and it will help you quite a lot. And this is the foundation of future and more complicated skills. Also, this is one of the simplest things you can master, and it is one of those things that will be used for next week, next year, and half a decade from now, because it will always be relevant. I hope you liked this video. It was quite interesting to make. Leave a comment. What is your stupidest question that you ask on your date, or something, let's say a misunderstanding or something? Leave a comment. Let's see, maybe we'll have a laugh. Please subscribe if you like this video and like. I wish all of you a really nice day.